We're going to learn today, Bezrat Hashem Yitbarach, how to tie a tzitzit, talit katan. You take the 4 strings, put them together, coming out from the same place. One string out of the 4 is a long one. It's called the shamash. The other 3 are short. Take one of the holes, and before you enter the tzitziot inside the talit katan, you say L'shem mitzvat tzitzit, and then you put them in. Here we go. Take the 4, tie them together, and we're ready to work. Make sure that they're all equal at the end, except obviously the long string, which is called the shamash, and more or less all equally running down. And now you start tying it. You make the first knot and the second knot. Try to keep the strings together straight, not tingled in a way that it's not going to look nice. You make 2 knots, one after the other, and we're ready to start working. So this is the Sefaradi version we're going to do now, which is according to the Arizal, that you'll tie it 7, and then we make another chulya, another knot, which will do 8, and after those 8, 11 and 13. Between each 3, according to the Kabbalah, you'll leave a little bit space. Here's one. This is one. Again, we take it, we pull it into the gap over here, and here's 2. Make it tight together. Make sure it's tight. And here's 3. Three out of first 7. We set a little bit space. And we put the next one with a little bit of space. Continuing. That was 1. We're holding by the 5th one. Here's the 6th tie. 6th knot. And here's the 7th. Now again, you did 3, 3. According to the Kabbalah, Shulchan Aruch Harav brings like that. You leave a little bit of space. And here we have 3, 3 and 1. All together, 7. Continuing. Since we have 7, we're ready to make the knot. Now you'll use separately the one you tie together when we entered it, and we'll make another 2 knots in between. Here's 1, and here is 2. Tied together, we have over here clearly separated the 3, 3 and 1. We did already the part that is 7. We're going into the 8th. Again, you always use the shamash. You put straight all of them together. Sometimes they become knotty a little bit, or become a little bit not straight. You separate them. This way you'll do it clean. You'll do a clean job, and you start again. Now, since we did 1 in the one previous. So we'll do over here 2 more to have the chulia of 3. Always separate them if they start getting on top of each other. Make sure that it's done together nicely in a way that it comes out crooked like this in an angle. And here we go. These are 2. We're doing over here, remember, 8. So we did 2 out of the 8. We're doing now 6 more. Separate. Since we said we're separating each 3, so we had 3, 3, 1, 2, 1 and 2 add to 3. We're going to the next one. Separate a little bit space. Or if one didn't, it's not a big deal, but just a little bit better. Some say you should say once in a while again l'shem mitzvah tzitzit, in order not to have hisech dat, to have your mind wandering on other things. Although again, it's not me'ikar hadin, it's not necessary. If a person said it one time in the beginning, it's sufficient for the whole tzitzit, even if he takes a break or does it after a few days. Just better to do it that way, but not a complete need. Again, we did over here. Make sure that you tie it, make it tight, separated between each 3. And again, we did the first 7. Now we're holding by the 8. And over here, we have it running this way. 2, 3, 3. Counts out to 8. Again, take the part that it is tied together. See how it gets tangled? You separate them nicely, otherwise you'll have a little bit of a mess. So it's better to keep things clean and neat. When you do a nice job, it comes out nice. Here we go. 1 and 2 again. It's much better to use the feet like that to hold the tzitzit. Once it's holding, it ties up much better. Here we go. So we did over here the 8. We're going into the 11. See how it gets one into the other. They get crooked. Separate them, put them straight. We're doing now 11. Tight, not too tight. You don't want to rip it. If it's if those are thin strings, but here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Here, over here, it went on top. So again, you don't want to have anything on top like this. So before you continue, always before you continue, take a look. You separate them, make sure they're neat and nice. And we have already 3 strings going on an angle like this. As you can see here, it's going on an angle, just like all these were going on an angle like this, which makes it a nice job. Next is the shamash. We did 3, we're going to the next 3. Small separation. Here's another 3. So we have 3, 3. We're going to go up to 11. When we're done the 11, we'll make again 2 knots. Afterwards, you'll do to 13, 2 more knots on top, and you'll be done with this. So I fast forward to finish up the last hulya. We have over here 13, 1, 3, 3, 3, and 3. That comes down to 13. You take this again, separate them in a nice way, and you make the 2 knots. Again, best to hold it on your knees like this, tight, and you make the 2. Here it is. You have over here the first one 7. You start off again with the 2 knots. I can tie them to the other side so they put together nicely and tightly. 2 knots here, over here 7, another 2 knots here, 8, 2 knots over here. You have 11 and 13, and it's done. The way that you'll continue with the other 4, you'll do the same exact thing.